Season 6 of the Project Diablo 2 has started for me with the Assassin. I haven't played her since Season 2 and I wanted to go after the path of the legendary Inferno and try first farming a lot of the Arcane Sanctuary to get the currency. And then of course continue to Wake of Fire. Although it has been nerfed a little bit, I still think it's a really good build. And here I wanted to present you my journey, how it all began. As you have seen already, on the first day I actually found Lem Rune and managed to make my Treachery, which was already a good thing. During these runs obviously I found a lot of charms, for example this free 15-15 to life, really good small charm. I was always trying to find something that would improve my gear slot, that is kind of the weakest point, and for example those claws were really good for the Cobra Strike, but unfortunately not for me. Wing Helm is of course decent helmet for the Mercenary for the start. And as my strategy in the beginning, I used basically Arcane Sanctuary, ran only flat wing, that was 350 runs over 16 hours I think, and actually with the improved drop chances in Project Diablo 2, they are roughly players 5, was actually really good results I would say. In the end I was pretty satisfied. Of course I found quite a few skillers, actually really a lot, so this Shadow skiller was unfortunately not traps, all trap skillers I had to buy pretty much. This Grim Scythe was very popular when necromancers got their mages improved, but nowadays no one really wants it apparently. And actually here it is, my first high rune, surprisingly from a poppable Om rune. That was really nice, I immediately stashed it out so I could make CTA a little bit later. This one Grand Charm, 10 max damage, 50 attack rating, some lightning damage is also a decent thing for the beginning. This Large Charm, I use it up until this day, all resistances 7 and 8 FHR. And with a little bit more magic find in my character, I actually found my first Geats, let's see how it rolls. 22 better magic finding, yikes. And here is the one, another exciting drop. I usually find only like 3 or 2 per season because I don't play so much, but this Larzuk puzzle box so early in the season was really nice. And yet another Shadow Discipline skiller with 12 of HR, somebody was lucky to buy it from me. Of course then I also had gloves, really weak points, so I decided to craft some bountiful gloves. And these ones with 20 cold res, 10 IAS and 35 MF, corrupted with 10 poison res, kind of alright for the beginning, so I use them actually quite a lot. Now of course I changed them. First decent item actually dropped from the Summoner, this was of course the Oculus, and apparently it rolled pretty perfect, 12 all resistances only, but then 3 all skews and 50 MF. And corrupted with damage to demons, yikes. Still was a nice early sell. All the charms continued to drop, 20 to life, 10 to mana is a decent one. Then something funny happened, I actually dropped this Trangul's Jawbone, which is like arm rune I think nowadays. And unfortunately game rolled back right after that and I never seen it again. 5 for a small charm is always good. And another big drop that I'm actually still keeping, very nice, here it is, Jar rune. I am eventually going to make Enigma, but still couldn't find Burr rune or any equivalent of that. It is honestly surprising how many charms you find in Arcane Sanctuary, probably similar to Cow level, but I have never expected that to be so good, still the most amount of charms I found there. Now I also want you to remember that amulet that I just picked up. We'll return to that a little bit later, but for now we actually have the arm rune. The amulet was a High Lord's, nice, with almost perfect lightning resist, pretty good. Of course, I was pushed to corrupt it. And we all know what happened to it. Never listened to chat. Along with high runes, of course, I found bunch of mid runes, as you have seen already. Pool is one of them. One of the interesting skillers, 1 to elemental skills for druid with 6 to dexterity, extra block chance, why not? And this large charm that I use quite a bit, 4 to lightning skill damage and 20 extra gold. This was probably the craziest corruption that I've had in a while. There was 6 open socket for this rare bow. Unfortunately only 200 ED is not high enough to be it worthy. And here we have one more amulet. This time it is the Rising Sun. Unfortunately minus enemy res doesn't work with traps anymore, so this is not really useful for assassin. The other beat that was really bad on my gear was actually my circlet. It was 2 to martial arts and some resistances. Here I found 2 to traps, dexterity and no res. And I decided to corrupt it as well, see what happened. Okay, it didn't change, so it didn't break. That's good, at least something, right? And what did we roll? You freaking game. That's what I call a perfect troll. However, I was still rewarded with this Grim Helm. That was really good upgrade for my mercenary. This is of course Vampire Gaze with perfect life and mana leech and 16% damage taken reduced. Somewhere here in the middle, I think it was run 160 or something, I actually found Lore Rune and another puzzle box. However, as you can imagine, I forgot to record it. And more skillers, War Cries after a passive and magic one. And guess what? Another skiller over here. This one is 1 to code skills for sorceress. Chance guards, considering that I crafted 35 MF gloves, seem a little bit inadequate. And well, they are, never used them. This is funny, nice double drop, Grim Shield and also an amulet. Let's see how they roll. And the shield is Leadless Wall with 1 to all skills, yikes. And the amulet is Sarah's Hymn with 1 to defensive auras, yikes. Another big drop, hell yeah, let's go, this is a Sur rune. Still keeping it, waiting for another Sur to cube it to burr. And yet another skiller, 1 more Warcry. Windhammer, well, maybe we can corrupt it with something good like 6 sockets. Or damage to demons, not sure about it. At some point I decided to go to maps just to test my, damage and see how I performed there. And it was surprising because I found there Gurkha's Sanctuary and also 29 no res. This one is pretty much the best shield for me and I'm using it now. One more mid rune. And the ring turned out to be 34% Nagel, that's kind of also alright. Here comes finally self-found gold wrap. This one rolled 33%. And last mid rune in this project, Pool Rune. Here now, probably also very nice drop that I was really hoping for to use. This is Unique Armet. That is Steel Shade. 2 to all skills, faster block, increased block chance, mana steal, replenish life and fire absorb. This is very nice one. I will continue my journey with next video about mapping, so thank you for watching and I hope you like it.